drives in the paint, kicks out, Olinger, extra pass. Marshall's three, rattles home. Gabbie Marshall gets her first point in a Hawkeye uniform. Virginia University of Lynchburg, they're averaging 107 on the year through the first two games as Marshall's jumper is good. Extra pass to Warnock, she lets the three go. That one's long. Olinger again a rebound. She'll kick out. Marshall, step back, three ball. That one's good. Iowa, a step back three from Marshall.
Into the post, Sinana working around congestion, leaves it at the short corner from Martin. That's no good. Offensive rebound, and Marshall will knock it in for three. Hawkeyes, and they are getting it going in the third quarter. The freshman.
Nobody over that, and on the Iowa side, it's fairly balanced, but Meyer with 15, Doyle with 10, as Marshall step back buries. That's a dirty move with a clean step back. 29 as McKenna Warnock will check in. Kathleen Doyle heads to the scores table as well.
What a good job of that freshman. Civilian throws right side quarter court. Gabbie Marshall puts it on the deck, challenged by Leah Brown. Gets around her, drives down the lane, maybe walk, flips it up and scores.
Marshall to Olinger for two.
Burton got to be careful. She might be called for the reach in there. Here's Marshall in the corner. Will dribble it out. She'll take the three from the wing.
You can't wallow in that miss. You got to get back defensively because Iowa is coming at you.
What a move there from Olinger, who perhaps is one of the Iowa players not getting all the credit that she deserves here this year. She started out 2 for 2 here tonight and has since missed her last 3 shots. Pump fake for Marshall and a good solid move for the other freshman for Iowa who gets some playing time this year.
The zone defense, and then just look at the nice deliberate dribble. That's smart basketball.
Same concept with McCutcheon. When she's on, when she can contribute the little things to her team from a scoring perspective, she's a difference maker.
From the Czech Republic, Pospisilova knocks one down as Marshall trapped in the block. Turns around, throws that one up, and gets it to go. Amanda Olinger, 7.1 points per game, but more importantly, around 9 rebounds per game as Marshall fires the three. He got it.
Right before the pass that found Frazier, but Marshall quickly answers from deep.
And so you see the little extended press, a little 1-2-2 action. Good job to spot up and Gabbie with the big one.
Monica Sonato, give the assist to Marshall. Fouls on Iowa's number 24, Gabbie Marshall. That is her first. Quarter, it's Iowa 81, UNI 58.
He was 3 and 15 last season, 12 and 19 overall as Clark on the feed from Marshall. Iowa takes advantage of the turnover. Marshall to Sinano, 13-footer, rattles home.
A-Ralt hits the floor as the ball goes all the way down court for an and one for Marshall. 75-81, 37 seconds left, and here's that long court pass again from Clark down to Marshall.
Basket by Gabbie Marshall.
Illinois lost a game against Southern Illinois. I'm not sure if that's as high as priority to get rescheduled. Marshall cans the three.
Look for her to create her own look. Good double team, stifled that opportunity. Marshall steps back. 3 ball is good. The lead is now 10.
1:27 left to play. All Wide open is Gabbie Marshall for three.
Ohio State has been so successful when they can get in the paint and score.
16 points now for Miller. Back the other way. Count it. Marshall taking the contact for the and one.
Time gets the ball to Marshall, who finishes with the contact, maintains balance, and is still able to kiss it off.
Still making a contribution there. And here's Gabbie Marshall, open on the wing. Count it.
Yeah, she's 43% from beyond the arc.
Lead change, and Iowa looking for more, pouring it on to start the third quarter as Marshall gets the triple try.
And, you know, everything that on this one, just a little miscue. I felt like Sydney Wood.
We see Godiva Hubbard is actually not on the court again once she is sitting out due to that injury that we saw her out with on Thursday. So Alexia Smith is actually stepping in once again for her as a starter.
Gabbie Marshall goes up and the foul. Logan Cook kicks it down low. Sonano finds Marshall on the left wing. Bingo! 15-12 Iowa lead.
Really is strong, tough. It's hard to knock her off the line on the drive.
Finally a miss on the other end, but the good offensive board for McKenna Warnock. And then the outside shot.
10 on the shot clock. Deep three from Clark. Off the heel. And the long rebound taken away. Good hustle by Kate Martin. Marshall, she'll hit the three. Second chance for Iowa, and the Hawkeyes cash in for three.
Just unbelievable from three. Gabbie Marshall is getting in on the three-point action. You've seen.
Off the miss, McKenna Warnock has the rebound. Clark with a long pass up to Marshall. How about the vision for Clark, and Marshall makes it count.
Beat player is the way she sees the floor. Look at the vision, always looking up, gets the ball to only where a teammate can score. She looks like Peyton Manning throwing down.
Lisa, that was the same exact play. Throw the flat pass to the opposite weak side corner for a triple on the out-of-bounds underplay. Iowa needs to adjust that.
Kim Barnes-Arrigo was one who was impressed with her in terms of just watching that game against Maryland. Step back there for Gabbie Marshall for another two here for Iowa.
Solid defense for 2 to 3 quarters, but they haven't really put a full game together on defense until this last game against Michigan.
She just want nothing more than to be on the court right now for her team.
Marshall trying the contact. Oh, they're going to count it. Cardano Hillary has picked up her fourth.
That's what you have to do. Attack the basket, create contact, and scoop it in there.
Clark jogs up the floor. Hand off to Marshall, who chucks the three. Bingo!
And Kyle putting it back.
Kyle just didn't have her footing on that putback.
On the transition for Marshall. Guys still looking for their first points of this game. Marshall will take her try, and we're tied at 3.
Because those are long rebounds. Your posts are in there. They can't get to those. So she said she was disturbed a little bit at the end when those threes were going up late in the game.
Cook, that hesitation, Warnock got right in the way, and off and running, here comes Clark, slipping the pass to Marshall, beautiful finish, transition.
Clark have scored this bucket on her own, absolutely, but she is so unselfish, puts it right into the hands of Gabbie Marshall in stride, great recognition, perfect timing, and placement.
Stanford with a convincing win over UCLA. Some of the other teams getting in with automatic bids, including, well, there's a three knocked down from the outside by Marshall.
Quickly into the front court is Iowa. Here's Caitlin Clark, an off-balance shot from well outside of 3, rebounded by the Hawks to Gabbie Marshall. She answers with a 3-ball. 79% free throw shooter, 63 of 80, makes the second one. And racing into the front court, shot from 3 at the buzzer, and the score for Gabbie Marshall. Clock got under 1 second, and it gives the Hawks a 20-point lead at 31-11. A 1-2-2 zone applied by Samford. Gabbie Marshall on the outside, bounce pass to the inside to Kate Martin, and the soft touch 8-footer is good. So get it to Caitlin Clark, coming to the near side. Left side, Gabbie Marshall guarded by Tanisha Metcalf. Down low to Monica Sonano. Boy, you know, she learned a lot from Megan Gustafson.
Marshall open from deep. It's good.
This Iowa team loves getting out in transition.
And that's her first basket. And Gabbie Marshall takes the pass inside out and drills a three-pointer.
Clark today, it seems like. Feuerbach on the wing, dumps at the corner. Marshall for three, got it. Hawks had missed a bunch in a row, but Marshall gets that one.
But she just plays with a joy that is so fun to watch and infectious on this team. As that three goes down for Kylie Feuerbach.
Second opportunity. Missed it all. Clark now with 4. Up ahead to Marshall at the buzzer. Gabbie Marshall gives Iowa the lead at the buzzer.
In time and score, just enough time for Clark to push up, and Gabbie Marshall with an absolute dagger to end the first quarter. Doesn't get much better than that, and that's how you get the crowd and the momentum going. Gabbie Marshall heating up in Iowa City.
Shelley, 5 to go. Tough possession there for the Huskers. Clark up ahead to Marshall, who gets the defender to fly through and gets 2.
Hey, take a look at this pass by Caitlin Clark on the money. A pocket pass that was 3/4 of the court.
Sanano working hard to post up deep, and she will get the and one. Game, even by her standards, 31-10 and 10, 4 steals, 2 blocks, as Marshall will knock down a 3 to continue this hot start by the Hawkeyes.
And the beauty of her game is just the consistency and the fierceness.
Caitlin Clark off the turnover. This is Iowa basketball.
Spot and knock in a triple and then get a run out here and be the recipient of 2 ACL injuries. And Coach Keeger asked her, do you want to go through that recovery and come back? And she wanted that challenge. It's good to see her back.
Another 3. The Hawkeyes are red hot from deep.
Taiwo. Marshall trying to drive on Burton. Gets inside, layup off the glass and in.
Such an artistic game. You're in for a good one tonight. If you have not watched Caitlin Clark this season, here's Gabbie Marshall getting to the rim and making it a 1-point game early.
Taiwo, the baseline, but she got double teamed, had to move that ball back out to Gabbie Marshall. Her first shot blocked. She got the recovery. Wide open 3 from the right baseline.
Got to find production from other players. Miller had it taken away. Sanano forces the turnover. Marshall, she's unguarded.
Good find by Clark. Great ball movement. Open 3 for Marshall.
Cardano Hillary goes right up against Addison O'Grady. O'Grady too tall. Here comes Iowa. A 2-on-1. Marshall, O'Grady. Iowa by 4.
We're so pumped there. And how about Addison O'Grady as well, running the floor, staying composed, and the team feeling it. Look, this is an Iowa team that has a lot of different pieces that can play.
Final seconds of the quarter. Runner, good if it goes! And a 3-pointer for Gabbie Marshall. Fantastic. Time and score awareness. Gabbie Marshall drills it from 3.
And anticipation off the ball.
It's a 6-0 run for the Hawkeyes. Gabbie Marshall, an excellent defender, comes up with the steal, feels Burton, and finishes.
Your defense to offense, great things happen in terms of your momentum and confidence in the game. Gabbie Marshall right there, quick hands, and comes to the right side.
Marshall saves it along the baseline, finds Edinger. You love to see the reserves get in on the action.
Yesterday against Ohio State, leading her team. That's why Gabbie Marshall gets a lot of playing time. Not going to score a lot of points, but a really good perimeter defender. Warnock's been rather quiet. That was loud.
Marshall, good take to the basket. She scores. Hawks break the 5-minute scoring field goal drought.
It's just great to see the consistency from top to bottom on this Hawkeye squad.
Marshall dumps it down low. O'Grady off the glass and scores. Clark past Jones. Steps through, back to Marshall for 3. That's in. Caitlin Clark facilitates. Gabbie Marshall knocks it down.
Has not gotten a shot off, does have 5 rebounds. Sonano and Clark combining for half of Iowa's scoring, and that is another. Marshall wide open.
They're in the zone. Down low into Sonano, and you get a high, effective shot at the very end.
Cut off of her, and then she slides to the basket.
Under the screen when Martin ducked under. Same play, Gabbie Marshall this time. Works like a charm.
They're cutting her off on that straight line drive, so she makes an excellent move.
A falter underneath, a great feed from Gabbie Marshall.
So we've talked about how well this Iowa team shares the basketball, the drive on the baseline. You know when somebody is going to the basket, you need to make yourself.
Illinois has done a great job of creating the second chance opportunities at key times. Ooh, it's a great lob pass.
And the three-pointer falls from the corner. Gabbie Marshall.
22-18 now. Again, just Marshall getting into Stuelke. Easy bucket, fouled from behind by Mott.
So loud, especially when Iowa goes on a run, and the way they play at their pace, it's really frustrating as a team if you just can't get a hold or a grip on the situation.
Molly Davis forces a steal, which leads to an open look by Gabbie Marshall.
Good defense from the freshman Halleck. The kick, Marshall for 3, got it! And we are tied.
She's got to chip away at this lead by getting stops. Marshall creating space for herself. She'll get it back, a second chance for Iowa. And they finish, so Fulder.
Those are the inside shots. You're not going to make everyone, but they're important.
Stuelke to the basket. It's a 12-0 run.
Lisa Bluter, check it out. Caitlin Clark, she's shaking her head, doesn't want to come out. Threads the needle on the bounce. Great run by Hannah Stuelke.
A jumper will not go. Rebound taken down by Martin. Good position inside. Sonano lays it in.
And she's done a good job stepping up into this role and learning on the fly. As a point guard in the Big Ten, you get immersed in a lot of, oh my gosh.
Less than a minute to play in the first half. Parrish back on the floor with 2 fouls. Up ahead to Clark. Wiggles past Berger. And the reverse off the window is good.
Monica Sonano, second and third respectively, all-time in Iowa career scoring. The 7th turnover for the Scarlet Knights. Clark feeding Marshall.
She's going to go around me. She surprises you with every little bit of move she makes. On the inbound, find Gabbie Marshall, right baseline, score from 3.
From the field than they did against the Badgers last time they played. But the big difference between these two games, Hawkeyes made 12 threes.
Shelley just 1 of 6 from 3 right now, and then a turnover.
Another one. Marshall has it. Clark's trying to call a timeout. Instead, she steals it for an easy 2.
For Nebraska.
You're starting to see the frustration from these Huskers as well.
But look at the hustle by the Huskers. They're just all over it, and then that ball just...
And it looks like the Iowa Hawkeye game plan is to force Aliza Pinzan to knock down shots. If she can step up and do that consistently, that is certainly a plus for Maryland.
Gabbie Marshall gets the first points for the visitors.
Berger does a great job attacking it and finding an open teammate.
Marshall sticks it. Gabbie Marshall
is the glue for this Iowa team. Up to Marshall. Patient, great stop by Laisha Petrie.
That was a key for Purdue. Defensive transition.
On 2, beautiful.
A tough bucket by Lavender Briggs, who has really come along and knocking in shots. And she has the matchup with Clark.
Three is good.
First of all, whatever yoga I did earlier, that's for nothing.
Clark and Sonano combined for 50 in that ball game. So Iowa had turned the ball over.
It is
so inspiring seeing all this happen for Iowa, and not only for Iowa, but for everybody. And Iowa fans are like no other, as we've always said. But going back and doing, Gabbie Marshall tips it away, steals it, passes to Molly, and there's Stolke once again putting it right back up.
And then Clark will push the other way. Clark finding Marshall. She's got it. Iowa has ignited an 8-0 run with a lot of flash to go along with it.
And that was just beautiful.
Marshall to Martin. The threes are so tough to come by for Iowa, but the rebounds are not. Marshall hits that one.
Iowa is on layups, and that's because they've been very deliberate at getting into the paint. That was the game plan. They have executed it well, and they've finished.
Osmond, no. So Michigan State started out efficient. Marshall! She's been waiting for that to go in.
Transition threes, the hardest play to score or guard in basketball. Gabbie Marshall making everybody in a green jersey pay.
It's so frustrating as a player to get called for a charge, especially in a foul situation where you're now in that foul trouble on the bench.
Rutgers has foul trouble. Herder has a couple as well.
When you're the third-ranked team in the country, everyone is going to give you their best effort. Gabbie Marshall from the corner.
In not finding where she's at, they've left her some on the offensive end in favor of Clark.
Nice catch. Stolke outside. Gabbie Marshall. I saw her in.
Here they come again. This time off to Marshall.
The defensive prowess, as we noted earlier in the broadcast, is one that really makes their press go.
Marshall, little pump fake, stop and pop. She knocks that down and gets hit on the way.
Davis going now with 5 seconds left. Marshall, one dribble pull-up is good. And that is the end of the first quarter. We've got a game here.
Davis averaging over 17 points per game at Central Michigan. That's Marshall. Everybody getting in on those 3 balls.
By Brown Turner. Cross court, Marshall. Pure. Gabbie Marshall.
They're just continuing to stay right with number 2 Iowa right now. Baseline drive, tough reverse lay-in.
One of the legendary coaches in the Big Ten, and I love her commitment to teaching defense. Michigan consistently one of the best ball screen defenses in the conference. It's tough to go against.
Marshall gets it to go.
All inside. It's been huge. Look at the spacing by Iowa. And Clark draws 3 blue jerseys. It leaves Gabbie Marshall all.
Everybody getting a touch. Marshall sets her feet. Bottom of the net.
That's a big one.
And they're building scar tissue, right? Because they're taking it on the chin, but it's going to make them better down the road. Gabbie Marshall with the pick and the finish. She's got 16.
As a head coach at Ohio State. Clark needs 18. Kick, baseline, rising fire. Marshall. Gabbie.
That's always the question mark.
Up and down their players. Marshall, rising fire. Bang! Gabbie Marshall.
May explode. Super senior Gabbie Marshall in transition. Stop, pop. Got it to go. But
Eyes up, straight ahead to Stolke. And beautiful defense by Kylie Lavelle. But then there's Kylie Feuerback to immediately take it back. Gabbie Marshall.
Especially because Iowa is knocking down threes at such a high level. This absolutely kills you. You keep Iowa to one and done, and then they get a steal and knock down. Like, hang out, watch a movie, you know.
Clark read it all the way. Today's Playing with the Plan brought to you by TIAA.
Everybody always forgets about the inbounder. Caitlin Clark, forgotten about on this possession. Wide open opportunity and credit.
The seniors! It's the seniors for the Hawkeyes! What a play by Gabbie Marshall here. She just gets over there, executes the block shot without fouling. This was just the play of the game.
Huge defensive stop. And you said it, a veteran. It has been the veterans. It has been Gabbie Marshall.